Morning. It's time for another elk shed hunt, I hope. Time for a video, I hope. And I'm just barely starting in here. Got an elk shed right there in the creek bottom. It's been there for more than a few minutes. I'm not even sure it'll come out without more work than it's worth. There we go. No seconds. Clumpy third. No fifth. 4 point. Anyway, right here in the wash. I think we'll leave that one there. I can pick it back up on the way back out. And no point in carrying it all day because I'm hoping to find something better than that. But there's a start. Come with me, see if we can't find some elk sheds. Alright, I just got into the bottom. I'll show you this. I didn't think I'd find deer sheds in here. Country. So this ridge right here, I used to come into here probably 25 years ago. Just a 3 point. And I'd pick up sheds if I found sheds, and I always found sheds in here, but primarily I was an arrowhead hunter. I came in here once with my brother Kevin, I remember, and had a really good day. We ran out of water and we're drinking out of a spring over here when I looked into the pool and saw that there was worms flexing in the pool. Wasn't very appetizing. I don't drink out of springs very much anymore unless it's an emergency. Another time I came here and it was in the afternoon. It wasn't terribly hot. I was taking a nap over here on the rim, and the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I was like, oh, something's watching me. So I got up and started walking out, and there was mountain lion tracks right there. And then another time, I came out of this canyon crawling from heat stroke. I'd run out of water, and I could only crawl about 25 or 30 feet at a time. So I've got some history in this canyon, but this canyon always produces usually arrowheads and usually antlers. Well, so we'll see what we can find. I'll bring you right back if I can find an arrowhead, but I'm betting I will because I haven't been in here in a minute, and it's always a good spot. It's been a couple minutes. Look at the hillside here. You can see why I like to come here. I don't think I've been here in at least 10, if not 15 years. There's always a little something hiding here. Little quarter notch basket maker point. That's what these are, is kind of late basket maker, early Pueblo period. Atlatl dart, probably Cienega. But let's see if we can't find something a little better. We'll move on to the elk shed areas. Alright, it's probably been an hour, and I found 5 or 6 broken ones at least, maybe more than that. But I wanted to wait and bring you back when I found a good one. And this one is super cool. Maybe not necessarily because of the point, because it's how it's sitting here. I gotta find it again. Let me spin you around. Sometimes this one was at an angle up on a pile of dirt. Do you see it? I'm honestly... Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, it's nice. So look at it from this side. Boom. Look at it from that side. But look at how it's sitting. It's weathered out on that little clump of dirt. That whole clump of dirt is washed away. And because of its angle, it's kind of shielded the dirt. Been waiting there for who knows how many years to weather out that deep. Beautiful little, probably Dolores point, you'd call that. There we go. So now that I got a point, I'm going to get back to the shed hunting. Although I got quite a bit of trash pile here left I can walk, so I'll bring it back if I find something else. Do you want to see this one? Sorry, I'm eating sunflower seeds. Been hiking for about an hour. Just about walked past shed. 5 point with the devil tine. Not a big one, but there's one. Figure this is worth a closer look. You've got the kiva intact in the front. 2 doors. You can only see the one in the center from here. There's another one off on this side. There's just no way to get up into that. I'll show you the cliff that's underneath it. Oh, there you go. It's taken some climbing to get up to even here. But you got about 25 feet of sheer with no ledges, and then a pretty dangerous climb. Nothing up above to even tie a rope to if you used to try and rappel into it. But look at that kiva. Look at that door. Makes you feel like there's probably treasures up there. Treasures that'll have to stay there. That's probably best. It is hot. I'm going to show you something that I don't get to see very often because I've spent my whole life in this country, but there's some cool cliff dwellings up here that I've never been in. I think I've seen them from a distance, but today I was like, I'm going over there. Let me show you. That one right there goes way back in there, and I can see clean, nice walls. That one right there looks like it has a little bit of something in it. And then that one right there, I can see walls in that one. This is big country, so I can't look at all of these. It seems like every time you try to pick one that you haven't seen and get to it, these ones look like they're in really nice shape. And I should be able to get to them to show them to you. And it's looking like crazy good elk shed country, so that's why I'm actually here. So I'll bring you back as soon as one of those two things happen. All right, it's right here on this corner. You're gonna see it as I see it. It looks like it goes deeper than most of these caves. And because of that, it looked to be in really nice shape out of the weather. Look at that. You're seeing it with me. Holy cow. You just don't see that many of them in this nice a shape. See this right here? I was noticing that sign on some of the ones on some of the ruins that are probably 10 miles from here. So yeah, this is how I could see. This one's still got a roof on it. See that? That corn cob? Probably 800 years old. Pack rats and mice would have eaten any corn left on it, but this would have been just occupation, cooking. See all the campfires. Not campfires, home fires. Home fires burning in here. There you go. I don't think, there might be, obviously, there's nothing out here that hasn't had a few people stumble into it, but you're looking at one that quite possibly is seen by 1 or 2 ambitious people every few years. That is interesting. I had a basket or something woven pressed up against it. It probably had a basket sitting there and then maybe got wet enough to turn to mud and the basket pressed into it. Be my guess. A lot of these ones, some of the old timers say when they were out riding, they'd take their slingshots and break the pots that were in these cliff dwellings back then because there wasn't anything special about them to them. want to see in this. Look at all those corn cobs. They used to grow a pretty decent ear of corn. Huh? I've always thought one day, one of these pile of sticks, these pack rat nests, there's going to be something like an arrow shaft or a pair of moccasins, or, I mean, shoot, I bet you, I would be willing to bet that if you dug through that, I'm not willing to, I don't want to disturb anything, but there'd be something. Something. Yucca. Look at that. What do you think that was there for? I mean, this is the only entrance and exit here. I'll bet you they hung something off of that. It's a hanger for drapes. What else would it be? Look at this. Split on all four sides to get it clean. I've never seen that. They usually use just raw lumber like this. Interesting. That was sawn and not chopped. And then we got this other little, look at that. There's another one right around the corner from here that I'll take and show you too. So you get a cave like this, I know from experience that that boot track right there, that'll be there 2 years from now when I come back in here, because I've done it on some of these ones that are deeper. So the fact that they're tells me we're in the middle of nowhere. So let me go. I'm going to peek around this one a little bit more. I don't want to bore you. But if I find anything cool, I'll let you know. And then I will go around and look at the other one over here around the corner.